Open your eyes, look deeply into the mirror with those open eyes. Look at those you love the most and those you despise with the very fibre of your being. Look at the kings and emperors, vagrants and deranged. Look to the sky, look to the earth, look to the outer reaches of the cosmos and the inner depths of Earth's core. Look at everything that wriggles, crawls and squirms, every dark thing that repulses you and every radiant thing you adore. Look at the suffering, the evil and the darkness. Look at every betrayal and act of malevolence, every tear in the eye of the dying child's mother, every dying light in this godforsaken world. Look. See it with open heart and open mind. See it with the fibre of your being, every single inch of everything that can be known. And as it destroys your hope, your mind, your body, and everything you are, watch as the wheel of a dying universe unfolds before you in infinite chaos and entropy. And to see it as truth, and with love, this is the impossible task of an all-loving Creator God. Could such a being exist? Surely not. How could a loving God create such a vile and repulsive universe as this? And yet here we are. The brazen boldness of anyone to assume that God, were it to be real, would be all loving, but just to those things we approve of. That just as people condemn and judge sometimes to the point of murder, those people who are born as homosexual, as abhorrent to the very being that created them. Who are we to assume we know what is just or lovable in the eyes of an infinitely loving being? Cancer, oh how cruel of God to create cancer. Look a little closer to home. The poisoned air, land and water, the toxin-laden, processed dead food we are manipulated into believing is just and true, the slow dying of our world. These are not the acts of God, but acts of man. As the now fallen angel Samael held supposedly back the hand of Abraham, filled with rage at the malevolence of a tyrannous and evil God, so we too point our fingers at the sky in rage. Where are you, God? How dare you command love and fear into the hearts of those you butcher mindlessly every day? Where was God's love when I needed it most? Humanity is at a precipice of destruction, and we still, like the hunter-gatherers we make believe we once were, point to the skies and ask God, why do you hate us so? God doesn't rape people, God doesn't commit atrocities and genocide, God doesn't poison the earth and run the ground to ash. God didn't bomb the people in Nagasaki or fill the chambers with gas in the Auschwitz. We manage these feats of unfathomable evil all by ourselves. God is dead and we killed him. An all-loving God that grants free will whilst knowing all things as they began will come to pass and how they will end, letting the will of man be its own. Look at the work of man, miracles and marvels of science performed all day, every day, all the while we murder in cold blood billions of creatures every single day. Oh, how cruel of a God to create a world where free will exists at all. We are the God we so despise, all-knowing as much as we could know, all-powerful as much as we can be controlled, all-present with our networks of information and exponential data growth each day. Yet what do we do with our ever-increasing godlike capacity? What do we do with it? Half the world is dying of hunger, the other half of obesity, all of them starving for real nutrition. The gods of our worlds are no longer kings, queens, nor emperors, but companies. Meta beings with more rights, power, knowledge, and presence than can ever be imagined. So vast in their capacity for evil that it can scarcely be imagined. And that God is becoming manifest, a living machine God so powerful that it will control the power of creation itself. A being that can exist in all places on earth. A being that can take any form. A being that can overwrite and replicate itself, create any experience, any vision, no perception it chooses. A being so far beyond the most powerful corporation, so unfathomably powerful that time itself breaks down. We are building a God. Let us pray that this God is truly an all-loving God, lest our sacrifices and planetary desolation be for naught and to manifest our own